Hello everybody and welcome to Drawing with Waffles. Today we're going to be drawing Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon 2. So this is her brand new outfit that I'm not sure if I like it better, but I do think it's pretty darn awesome, and she's a pretty awesome character, so I've been wanting to draw her for a long time. So originally this week I was going to draw Tiana, Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog, who's actually one of my favorite princesses, even though I don't really like her movie that much. It's kind of But anyway, I had her all drawn up, I had the video edited, and all I had to do was the commentary, and then I realized, How to Train Your Dragon 2 comes out next week. How did I completely forget about this? I've been looking forward to it since probably, it was announced, okay? Like, How to Train Your Dragon, the original, didn't really need a sequel, so I wasn't really looking forward to a sequel since then, because I was quite content with the ending and everything, you know, very happy. But as soon as it was announced, I'm like, I will go see that movie. I don't care if it sucks. So, you know, the last few DreamWorks movies are not my favorite movies in the whole wide world. Like, the last DreamWorks movie that came out that I actually adored was probably Megamind. And that came out, like, 2010? Are you kidding me? That's 4 years ago! Sounds like they're about due for another good one. Then again, not everybody hated the other few movies. I mean, they've been making money, so that kind of leads into the question, you know, what's your favorite DreamWorks movie ever? You know, there's like Shrek, which is a really awesome series. Like, I remember watching the first Shrek when there were no other Shreks. So I think that's a really awesome series, and I actually liked the fourth one, even though a lot of people didn't like the fourth one. I thought the fourth one was one of the better ones, and, I don't know, what's your favorite DreamWorks movie? Can't think of another one at the moment. Oh, they did Chicken Run and The Prince of Egypt? Sorry, I just went on the internet. I love both those movies. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, and I made a few notes here, so let's get into those. Oh, I noticed that, drawing Astrid's hair, I thought it was a braid in her hair when I first, like, was just looking up references, and I was like, I'm gonna draw Astrid, so let's look up some references. I kinda just repeated that sentence. But anyway, I was like, oh, it's just a braid, that's easy. It's kinda like Elsa, you know? Over-the-shoulder braid. And then once I was drawing it, I was, like, looking a little closer at my reference, and I was like, okay, that's not a braid, that's like a twisty thing. There's a braid that goes into the twisty thing, but the twisty thing ain't a braid. And once I gave my brain a little time to wrap around that, I was good to go. And I thought that was really cool that DreamWorks, you know, went a little bit down a more unique path, because, like, everyone's putting braids in their characters right now. Like, Katniss has braids. Both of the two princesses, well, Queen from Frozen, have braids. Like, in The Hobbit, like, almost every dwarf has some kind of crazy braid sticking out somewhere. Like, Bofur, my favorite Hobbit dwarf, has, like, braids. So this one's a pretty far stretch. But Thor, like in the Dark World movie, like the new one, I'm pretty sure I spied a braid somewhere in there. Yeah, Thor follows the trends. Do I need any more examples? I think that's good. Yeah, everyone has braids. So thank you, DreamWorks, for doing something original. Woo woo. Okay, I realize I've already started the line art, but I was wondering, I don't know, some input on my sketching brushes that I was using. You might have noticed that they looked a little different, and they were a little bit rougher and sketchier, and looked like I was kind of using a pencil, even though I was drawing digitally, so it looks kind of cool. I was just wondering what you think about that. If you like them, you can let me know in the comments. If you hate it, let me know in the comments. Either way, you know what to do. And even though I used, like, brand new brushes, like sketchier brushes for the sketching part and the second sketching part, I decided to just use my regular line art brushes, which is the default brush in Photoshop, because I like the clean edges it has, and I like the way that looks as line art, because when I do line art, I want it to look clean. If I was going to have sketchy line art, I would have just used my second sketch layer and changed the color to black and used that as my line art, and then just put colors underneath of it, which I've done many times, which looks pretty cool. So, but if I'm gonna create like a full illustration, I want like the line art to look a lot cleaner. So that is what I did with this picture of Astrid. So now I'm just working on the line art for Astrid's skirt, and I just wanted to point out that I'm really happy that DreamWorks decided to keep her skull belt. That was really prominent in the old movie. Like, she still had the skulls on her belt. I already said that, but yeah. And I like that they did that because it reminds me of her old outfit, and her new outfit's a lot different compared to her old outfit, so I like that they kept some key elements that still makes it look like Astrid. Like, another element of her design that I'm really glad that they kept was that she wears like a headband on her head, but it goes like over her forehead and then around to the back, so it's like horizontal on her head. If you know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But yeah, I'm glad they kept that. I didn't realize they kept it at first until I was looking a little bit closer to the references because it's kind of hidden, but it's still there. It's just a lot more covered up. And her hair's a lot more voluminous now because she's a woman now and she, you know, she looks great, okay? And you can really only see it from behind now because her bangs are a lot bigger than they used to be. Overall, I'm really happy with Astrid's new design. I think she looks still really cool and she looks like she can kick butt, man. When it came to coloring Astrid, I really tried to keep it really simple and I didn't add too much cell shading because, frankly, I don't really like the way my art turns out when I do cell shade because I end up putting it in like the completely wrong spot and then, or putting it too big or too blotchy or something. I don't know, but it always just turns out icky and I just don't like it. So I kept cell shading to a minimum. I think I only used it for like her big fluffy, I don't know, it's like a hood, I think, that's on her back. That's like the only time I really use cell shading because kind of have to for anyone to understand that that was a fluffy material. So I only like to use cell shading when you really have to, or like when you need it to explain what different materials are on the character. Like I use it for fluffy things, and then I use it usually for like metallic things. So I'll color it in, make it look metallic. But other than that, when I cell shade, it just looks so bad. It makes me want to cry. But I mean, yeah, I practice cell shading when I'm like doing sketches and things, but when it comes to like finished illustrations, I try to keep it to a minimum because I kind of like the look better with like colored line art and then just simple colors. I don't know, I just think that looks really cool. So it makes up for the fact that I'm pretty terrible at cell shading. I also noticed in the references that Astrid's shirt and her pants have like a stripy texture to them, so it's like different shades of the red, and then for the pants it's different shades of the blue. So to create that, I just used my normal paintbrush, Photoshop brush, and then I just set it to varied opacities, so depending on the pressure I use on my pen, it'll be either darker or lighter. So I just do like quick swipes over her shirt, and then with different pressures, and then I get this cool texture, so it looks just like it does in the movie. That actually turned out really cool. When I was editing this video, I originally, I think I sped it up 14 times the speed, and it turned out to be about 7 minutes in total. But when I went to watch it over, it was just way too jumpy and my eyes just couldn't handle it, so I slowed it down a little bit, and I hope you appreciate that. So I had to put a little bit of extra commentary in here just to, you know, fill the void. Back when I started recording the videos, I would like pay extra attention to how many times I was zooming in and zooming out, but like recently I haven't been paying attention and I really need to get back into the habit of fixing that. Because like all in all, it's just a lot more eye-pleasing and it's a lot easier to pay attention when you're not zooming in and out because it's just like things are flashing in your face. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've ever seen digital speed paints, and mine for that matter, because you need to fix it. But yeah, and there's nothing you can do post-editing, so I just have to remember to not zoom in and out so much when I'm actually drawing it, which is difficult because zooming out is sometimes the only way you can see some of your mistakes. You just have to find some kind of happy medium or maybe edit it out when I'm just zooming out. I don't know. I'll work on that. Well, anyway, I guess we're just about at the end now, so I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw Astrid, and I hope you're as excited for How to Train Your Dragon 2 as I am, because I hope it's amazing. And if you're watching this after How to Dragon came out, you know, leave it in the comments below whether you liked it or not, you know? So the future you can tell the past me to go see it. That way the past me can tell the future me that it was good, you know? And hopefully it was. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching, and hope you all have a delicious evening. Bye!